And given the controversy that, he's using the same number as Carmelo Anthony,
That's
who was just
crazy.
inducted into the Hall of Fame as well, was he not?
Yeah,
Was it
yeah,
five
yeah,
years? Yeah, he just was, right? So,
yeah.
that's where you start to give out these flowers. Is Carmelo going to get that flower, or is that going to be reserved for Jokic?
Okay, so see, this has to be objective, right? So we got to drop. So I'm bringing objectivity now. So we're already saying right now, Jokic is the best big man in the sorry, the best player in the world, right? Today.
Yeah,
We're also saying he's one of the best skilled big men ever, right? Man has three MVPs, an NBA championship. He's averaging a 30-point triple double this season. He's in position to pay, maybe win his fourth this year between him and Shea, obviously. I'm sorry, Carmelo Anthony fans, but like that resume is just so much better than Carmelo's. And I'm not diminishing Carmelo's greatness. I'm not saying
yeah,
Carmelo's not great. I'm not saying Carmelo's not that guy. He wasn't that guy. I'm just saying that Jokic's career, I'm saying specifically his career, was far more better than Carmelo. And what he did for the Denver Nuggets is a lot better
yeah,
than what you remember. Melo wanted to leave the Nuggets, bro. Melo wants to go to New York.
yeah.
So it's not like the Nuggets pushed him away. So I think little storylines like that, narrative should play a part into it. But outside the narratives, it still should be Nikola Jokic. It should be, and it sucks, unfortunately, bro. If Melo knew that a guy named Jokic was coming into the league, maybe he wouldn't wear 15, bro. But it sucks, bro, because now
Do you
he's
think
now
that
he's gonna. Sorry, go ahead, my bad.
was that intentional by the Denver organization? Because Jokic was a late second round draft.
He was just like, yeah, bro. He wasn't even on TV when it happened, bro. Taco Bell was.
So did they think that he was gonna blow up to this player, and like was that intentional?
I think whoever drafted Jokic probably saw a great player or a good player coming out of the draft. But I don't think there was any controversy there. Or like I don't think there was any conspiracy there. I just think it was a coincidence. I know you don't believe in coincidences, but I think it was a coincidence, and it just sucks for Carmelo because Carmelo played a big chunk of his career with the Denver Nuggets, and now as soon as Jokic gets retired, his jersey numbers retire, he's gonna essentially be like what he did is gonna be buried to a certain degree, bro. Now it's like okay, was Carmelo? So the conversation goes from the Nuggets now to maybe the Knicks now. Like where does he stand with the Knicks now? Because sorry, like Jokic is
I
him, bro. Jokic is him.
So the spot is lost for
It's lost, bro. I'm
Carmelo.
sorry. Like Jokic could retire tomorrow. It still goes to Jokic. Like that's how sure that like there's no competition is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Like there's no like at the end of this year where it's like okay, let's hold up Melo versus Jokic and see who deserves to get it. No, bro, it's
yeah.
actively
I
right
mean, it's
now.
understandable because like it's sad to say Melo is kind of faded and like his
It
number's
sucks.
gone, his name is gone.
It sucks, bro.
Everything
Oh,
about
his
Melo.
name. Oh, bro. Oh man. Oh man.
You
I
know
just
what?
took that.
Like,
I just took it what you just
I'm
said.
coming to realize, and I know we didn't really have a segment on Melo right now or today, but Melo was not a great teammate. Like, he was not a great player to have on in your organization. He'll drop buckets, but that's all he was really doing. He wasn't putting up 25, 8, and 7. He wasn't doing 30, 10, and 10, right? That man, the amount of times he's been on record saying, my job is to get 20, 25 points every night, win, lose, or draw. I'm like, bro, there's more to it than that.
But it was different time though. It was a different time though because like like a lot of teammates didn't like Kobe when he was playing, even though he won a championship. But like I think those guys, I think it was a different time where like the ball goes through them, they score. Like doesn't Melo have a game where he scored like 61 points, zero rebounds, zero assists, or something like that?
Yeah,
Like so he was just a bucket getter. But I guess a guy like Melo in today's game would not be the superstar of the team. He
yeah,
would be maybe what third option, a guy who can just get you a bucket, maybe a sixth man who can generate offense off the bench. But I think it was just a different time. Like, and
yeah,
unfortunately, because he's starting to look like a one trick pony, like in history, he's not going to look like a great player like a excuse me.
I understand the mentality, but you have to understand like adaptation and change. Like if you can't change, you're gonna be cooked. Look at the amount of times that LeBron James has changed. LeBron James, like Carmelo, for me, always had the worst mentality. Like he wasn't willing to change for anyone, and that's why I feel like he was a little bit blackballed or blacklisted. Not even because he couldn't do, he couldn't put point. Of course, we know he could put up points, but he wasn't willing to do what the team needed them to do, knowing that he was going to be the best player. He didn't want to come off the bench for God's sake. That's what's needed of you because you don't play defense and you don't rebound and get assists.
Yeah, you just score.
Coming off the bench and scoring 15, 20 points and then go back on the bench.
And he wasn't a great perimeter shooter either, which the league was going
Yeah.
towards at that time.
So like he wasn't growing with the times. LeBron developed a 3-point shot to the point where
That's
like
fact.
he is shooting it, and like you
That's
have
fact.
to respect it, right? Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like he's not, he doesn't change with the times, and I get it. That's where you come from, but you should have changed. You should have had the mindset to at least grow as a player. His mindset never developed. His mindset never matured, and that's my problem with him. But I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, no, everything you said kind of touched on it, but like I said, I think that a lot of times when guys are looked at as maybe the best player throughout their whole entire life from their childhood, I think it's hard to make that switch of like, what do you mean? Like I'm Carmelo Anthony, like he won in college. You know what I'm trying to say? He's an Olympic champion. I know he didn't win NBA champion, but in Denver he was a top guy. New York was a top guy, and then when he went to the OKC Thunder, that's when it was kind of like I still think he thought he was the man at the time, and then by the time he got to Houston and the Lakers, it was too late and stuff like that. But I just think
Portland.
that, but I think Carmelo was just he's a prisoner of his era, and like because even like Iverson had trouble. Iverson kind of retired
Yeah,
prematurely because he thought he
he
was still a
couldn't fit.
starter. He shouldn't be coming off the bench and stuff like that. Not everybody's gonna be LeBron. You know what I'm trying to say, in the
Yeah,
sense of like they're gonna fix their game to kind of maybe
Westbrook too.
Westbrook, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys, like, they don't really trend. Maybe Derrick Rose did it well. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, he kind of fixed his
Yeah,
game a little bit better.
yeah,
But besides that, I think he was just a prisoner of his era, and it sucks though because I remember growing up watching Carmelo. It was like he was one of the better players in the league. But now that you've seen all these different skilled players that are coming into the league now, he's not that. You say that he's not that great, but it's just that these guys are so much better that like you forget about him. And I guess this is what happens in every era. Tracy McGrady's kind of beginning kind of forgotten about, to a certain degree because
yeah,
these guys they just don't do everything like a LeBron or a Luka and a Jokic do. And
yeah,
I guess it's kind of sad in a way, but it is what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. I remember back in the days, like all you were required to do is score 25 points, and like you're good.
You're good.
I hear you.
Like you're
I
good.
hear
Like,
you. Yeah, that's rough. It's just that one thing. Like I hear you. He's been the best player, his whole life. But the thing is, that all NBA players have been the best player the whole life. Maybe not to the extreme of Carmelo. I just think like in his brain he doesn't have that the capacity to grow and change beyond that. And that's one thing I think that he lacks, to be honest. Because you see the smart players actually change. Smart players know to change. Like change is the only constant, and you have to be able to, especially at in this world where everything is, the smallest things you guys pay so much attention to, you have to, and that's where I think he messed up. But I guess with the name comes the ego, and you kind of you have to defend it, I guess, right? You have to defend it to some case. So
but to say, but if okay, if I'm a certain way, if I'm RJ and I'm like this, right? And teams are offering me contracts and stuff like that, why would I not think that they want me for who I am? If you want me to adapt and I'm clearly not
yeah,
adapting, like he stayed in the league still for a very long time,
yeah,
even after New York and Denver, like if OKC trades for me, you know what I'm trying to say? Like I think Phil Jackson wasn't a fan of Carmelo Anthony because remember Phil Jackson was the GM at the time. when
Yeah.
Carmelo was there, and like I don't think he
Yeah.
was a fan of Carmelo Anthony. But so if I know, okay, fine, New York is not a fan of me, but if OKC comes and knocks on my door, and then we say it's a big three, like in order to be a big three, I got to be Carmelo Anthony. If
Yeah.
Houston wants me, I'm thinking they want Carmelo Anthony. If the Lakers want me, I'm thinking they want Carmelo Anthony. So I think when those phone
But I
calls
feel like he
stopped
had a
coming,
rough year. Like I think he would have. It would have been great if he was Carmelo. Like I don't think he showed up. Like remember Hoodie Mello, and then he flopped
yeah.
that year. Like
But I think his lack of conformance to what the team was doing because Westbrook has the ball in his hand like 75% of the time. So now you have to be a spot up shooter and stuff like that. But I guess he wasn't feeling that, and I guess coaches were like, "Yo, if you want to be mellow, come off the bench. We have no problem with you being mellow off the bench." But he's like, off the bench. Yo, P, can you believe this? They want me to come off the bench. You remember like he was talking to Paul George or whatever? So yeah, I don't know. It sucks though, because Melo, he's not one of my favorite players, but he just reminds me of an era where I loved basketball a lot and I was growing up and I'm like, oh my God, I love the
yeah,
NBA and stuff like that. But yeah, it sucks that he's gonna be kind of left behind,
yeah,
unfortunately.
facts.